All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to talk about Khamzat Chimaev. And I titled this video, Why I Bet Against Khamzat Chimaev. Spoiler, I'm a moron. I forgot. That's the answer. I didn't make like a huge bet against him. Let's just make that perfectly clear. But what happened was when they announced his fight, I saw who he was fighting. I thought to myself, man, those are enormous odds against him. And it's worth just throwing a little bit of money on this other guy in case, the virus took a real toll on him that maybe would lead to him potentially losing. That's it. That was my thought process. Then I saw him come back and I started watching him do these interviews and I was like, oh my God, he's not gonna lose. Like, this dude is not gonna lose. I consider that bet dead money. Like, just straight up, that money is as dead as than his next future 5 opponents, dude. That guy, if you love this sport, like if you look at this sport the way that I do, like if you really actually love the sport in its most like primal form, that dude, how could you not root for him? Like, so what's the best way to explain this? It's a lot of like flash around the UFC now, right? Like a lot of flash, a lot of billboards, a lot of lights, a lot of I don't know, lots of attention grabbing things. And then you got Khamzat Chimaev, who in interviews is just literally like he seems like a guy who is absorbing the attention, but when I watch him now, that's not what I see. Like when I first saw him, I was like, oh, this is a guy who likes the spotlight, and I don't see that anymore. That is not what I see. I see a guy who's so blindly confident in his ability to smash anyone that he fights that it appears like he enjoys doing media, and I don't think that's what it is. I think he's indifferent. I don't think he gives a single solitary fuck about how much media he gets. I just think that you make him stand up. Like this clip that he did and I'll put that in there if I remember, which I always say that and then I always remember. But I'll put it in there where the guy goes, he goes, so you like to talk a lot? He goes, no. I don't talk a lot. You talk a lot, brother.
Media and the fans know you well, that you are a brush fighter. You talk a lot, but you just mentioned...
I don't talk a lot. You talk a lot, brother.
Okay, my question is...
People ask me, I answer. This is not talk a lot. If you ask me, I answer. That's why my people think I talk a lot. If somebody asks me something, I always answer. I have to. Really, why you ask me something? Okay. If you don't ask me, guys, I'm never going to talk about something.
And I was like, oh my God. He's amazing, dude. Like, again, stripped down bare, that part of the world, you talk a lot, that's an insult to them. You know what I mean? Like, that's an insult to them. To over here, like, on this side, you talk like, because where the guy was going was, well, I assume where he was going is you talk a lot and then you like to back it up, right? That's like a respected thing over here. It's like you run your mouth, but then he backs it up. Like you run your mouth, but then you don't back it up. That's one thing. You run your mouth and then you back it up. People are like, dude, he called it and he got it done. Over there in Eastern Europe, there's no respect for that, dude. That's not a respected trait where they're from at all. You run your mouth, like you talk a lot. There's nothing but downside to them. They're like, why do you need to talk? Why you need to talk? Get in the cage, fight. That's where you talk. I'm not like making fun of him. I think it's fucking gangster. I think it's the most gangster thing. And I'm watching him like a perfect example, dude. So I thought that story about him flying to Ireland to fight Conor before he was even in the UFC, I was like, there's no way that's true. Brilliant promotion. Another one of those things where I was like, this guy loves the headlines. He loves the headlines. I don't know. I think that might actually be true now. I really do. I think that might seriously be true. And, there was a story like Kevin Holland said, like, made some comment about Khamzat not wearing a mask or something like that, and in a picture online, and Khamzat grabbed it, like, choked him. Like, when he saw him a year later, he's like, hey, what's up? Hey, what'd you say online about my mask? And Kevin's like, I don't really remember. He's like, oh, you don't remember? Maybe if I put my hands around your neck, you'll remember. Huh? It's a different culture over there, dude. Like, they fight. So anyway, so getting back to dead money. So I'm looking at this dude, and I'm really like, he's one of those guys, I can't see him losing. And I'm talking like, he's at 170. God, that's so exciting, man. That's so exciting. If he smashes, what's his name that he's fighting? Jesus. God damn it. I'm not starting this fucking video over. The really hard-hitting Asian dude that he's fighting. The Asian guy, dude, that guy has titanic power too. If he smashes this guy, like really puts it on him and whips his ass, he's one fight from a title shot. I guarantee that. I guarantee that. Because Kamaru has, you got to keep in mind, dude, Kamaru has ripped through that division. Wait, let me think about what I just said, actually. He's one fight from a title shot. Okay, so if Kamaru wins and Leon Edwards wins, then Leon Edwards will fight for the title. If Kamaru beats Leon Edwards, there's no one left. Then Khamzat could get the next title shot. Right. So if Kamaru wins and Leon wins, then he's one fight from a title. Yes, that. He'll be, if he wins and those guys win, he'll be one fight from a title. Now, if Colby wins, that throws a whole different thing in. Like, I mean, that would make things very complicated. Like I said, because if Colby wins and Masvidal wins, that's happening. Dude, bet your life that's happening. If those two guys win, now I don't think they're both underdogs. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that that's the most likely scenario. I mean, it's far from like, I wouldn't say it's like super duper unlikely. It's always unlikely that if you're picking a two fight parlay, I don't care how much of a lock you think your two fights are. There's a reason why those parlays pay out big. It's because, like, dude, both your guys need to win. Matter of fact, I'm going to take that parlay. I'm going to parlay Kamaru and Leon just because I'll be so, like, it would just make it so exciting if either of those guys, if Masvidal or Colby wins, that's very exciting. Now, if Colby loses and Masvidal wins, that's a total clusterfuck. Actually, no, it's not. Then Colby and Masvidal. Actually, if Masvidal wins, he's fighting Colby no matter what. Dude, you know what? The only way that Masvidal and Colby don't fight after this is if Colby wins and Masvidal loses. Like, that's, as a matter of fact, I would say almost for sure that is, I'm sorry, I probably should have like thought this out before I did this video, but you're watching me think on the spot. And I really do try to make this is what my channel should be like, is like, I'm just having a conversation with my buddies. Like, see, I have a light here, I have a camera here, I have a light here, I have some stuff over here. I literally just pretend that I'm in a room with my buddies and we're just bullshitting about UFC. That is what that's what this is. I was in Mix Molly's video yesterday. Like, Mix Molly put up a new John Jones video. And someone commented on it. They were like, dude, I don't have any guys to just BS with about MMA. And when I watch Jesse's channel, that's what I feel like I'm doing, is just BSing with one of my buddies. And I was like, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, dude. That is literally exactly what I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do. That's what this channel is. You know, when I talk, when I do the thing where people are like, oh, you love to brag about yourself. Okay, that's just strategy for the 1,000th time. I do that on purpose. I know who's going to be watching my channel. People who are MMA fans. And when people come into the gym and they're all, yeah, you know, I was a quadruple black belt back where I was, right? These are the kinds of people that all of you guys are like, really? Oh, well, let's see you move, dude. Let's see what you got, dude. Show us your quadruple black belt skills, you fuckwad, right? That's everybody's combative reaction to that, okay? I understand. I know. That's why I'm doing it. Because then you're going to watch my videos, right? Because if some person comes in and makes some outlandish claim, you're like, all right, let's see it. If someone comes in and says nothing, is anybody even interested in what they're doing? Of course not. But they're gonna watch, right? So I make an outlandish claim, you watch, hoping I'll fuck it up, but you're watching. And then by the time you decide, either fuck him, he's an idiot, or I kind of like this guy, right? It's a strategy that works. This is all intentional, okay? But anywho, yeah, where was I? Right, so Masvidal and Colby are going to fight next unless Colby wins, Masvidal loses. I would say that pretty confidently. But Khamzat is right in there. He wins this fight, he's right in there. Because you got to understand, again, like I know I say this stuff a lot on the channel, but if you looked at my analytics and saw how many new people watch my videos every week, like it's half and half. It's like 50% people who have seen my stuff before and 50% people who have never seen it before. So I just say the same things over and over because they're points that matter. And so this point matters, right? Which is that there are certain guys in the UFC that are enormously valuable to the UFC. It's not a regular sport. It's not like the NFL where teams play each other and they're just like stars that emerge. The UFC is very specific. They have to identify who the stars are and they have to, you know, mix and match who they fight based on their value. And there are very, very, very few guys who have value like Khamzat Chimaev if he, goes on the right path. Because no matter what, no matter how valuable a guy appears, until they get to a certain level, if they start losing fights, they're done. Like you could still sell a few fights, but if they start losing, dude, like that, it takes the shine right off that diamond. That's why they're so careful with Sean O'Malley. That's why they're super careful with Islam Makhachev. That's why Khamzat Chimaev, again, he's different because he's crushing people. He's going to just jump the line, right? Like he's just going to jump the line because they're like Eastern, Chechnya. I don't know. Like, when I was like, oh, Eastern Europe, they're like, it's in Asia, you idiot. You know what I mean, okay? They're kind of, Russian Soviet area, right? Like next to Russia, or is Chechnya part of Russia? I don't even fucking know. I'm sorry, okay? I'm telling you that people from that part of the world are fucking savages. That's all you need to know, right? Don't break my balls on fucking geography. I never said I had a master's in fucking geography. But a hero from that part of the world, a Muslim person from that part of the world who's a killing machine, that is incredibly valuable to the UFC, right? Khabib was like, dude, he's like one of the biggest like stars in the world, period, right? And he's gone. Like they can't get any more money out of Khabib unless you count like people that he touches, that he anoints. He's like Islam Makhachev. And they're like, okay, so he's connected to Khabib, which gives him huge upside. Khamzat Chimaev could be the next Khabib. Like that's how big of a prospect he is. He could be Khabib. Islam Makhachev doesn't necessarily, like, he could potentially be as good as Khabib, I think, and I'm basing this just on what I hear from guys who obviously have tremendously more insight than I do on his fighting career. But Khamzat Chimaev, he is the total package, like in terms of his personality. That guy, if he gets in on a streak and he starts winning and beating guys and then talking into the camera the way that he does, I'm the wolf brother. I'm here to kill everyone. He literally, dude, that is the recipe. That is the fucking recipe, dude. You beat the shit out of people and then you calmly look into the camera with absolute stone confidence and you're like, I'm the wolf brother. I'm here to kill everyone. And he means it. Okay? He means it. There's nothing on earth that can replace a genuine person. Here's the reason why. Because people are stupid. Like, people are real fucking stupid, man. But the main reason is because they don't know what kind of information to trust. But the one thing that people are very, very smart about is they can recognize a person who's being genuine, who's telling the truth, who's sharing genuine emotion. Almost everyone can tell. And that's why people respond to certain people. That's the reason why my channel's doing well. Outside of any other bullshit that I say, that's why I'm incapable of bullshit. I can't. Like, what you see is fucking what you get, man. And Khamzat Chimaev, he's that. And the real version of Khamzat Chimaev is a blindly confident, stone cold fucking murder machine from Chechnya. Okay? That's a big fucking selling point for a mixed martial arts area. You know what I mean? You look at me, it's like, who's this fucking guy? He's like, this is like the biggest fucking MMA fan ever. Like, no one has ever loved fighting more than this guy. And he's sounds kind of decent when he talks into the camera. Like, that's a pretty good fucking selling point when you're like, oh, well, I want to hear about a fight. It's like, well, let's listen to the guy who fucking loves fighting more than any other thing in the goddamn world. Let's listen to this fucking guy, right? And Khamzat Chimaev is a killing machine from Chechnya. Very valuable. And yeah, that bet that I made is fucking dead money, dude. It's dead money. He's going to win, dude. He's going to win. He's going to crush this fucking guy. Ali Abdelaziz must be so stoked, dude. He must look like Ali Abdelaziz must look at his stable of fighters and just be like, God damn, we have the world by the balls. He's got Khamzat Chimaev, Khabib, fucking Islam Makhachev, Justin Gaethje, Kamaru Usman, Triple C, Marvin Vettori, Kelvin Gastelum. And I'm sure I'm forgetting probably two other people who were like champions. The guy, like, his stable is bananas, dude. Bananas. Good for him, dude. Good for all of them. Good for all of them. And they have a great culture on that team too. You could tell because Khabib chose not to break Justin Gaethje's arm. And I'm not saying that like is disparaging towards Gaethje. I'm saying like, if that was Conor as an example, if that was Conor, you think Khabib's breaking his fucking arm? He's breaking his fucking arm. Doesn't matter if Conor's parents are there or not, dude. Like, he's gonna break his goddamn arm. Gaethje's on his team, Anywho, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Tell all of your friends.